Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Brother Brand Ambassador Angela Wolf here, and I'm so excited to see you. The countdown is still going. And if you watched Tuesday's show, Alexis gave us so many cool, fun, easy projects. A couple of them are actually on my embroidery machine right now. In fact, couching on towels is going to be, I was trying to come up with some other personalized gifts, and I love the way that she did the couch letters on the ornaments. So if you missed that, go back and check that out. But guess what? Today we have even more. Emily's going to show us another way to make some, I think we're working on ornaments, which, by the way, it's pretty sad. My tree's up, but I have like 3 ornaments on it. So this might really come in handy. So say hi, say where you're from. We are streaming on Brother Sew's YouTube and Facebook pages, so we can see all your comments. And yes, we are live today. So Emily, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. So glad to be here this morning. And yes, we are making some ornaments.
Yay. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited. I saw your reel on Instagram yesterday.
Yes.
And I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. Plus, I love the thread that you chose. So I can't wait to see this.
Yes, this is a fun project. I've been making these ornaments for the last month, just sort of playing around with the machine and the files that are on the machine, and then also searching out if you don't have the Stellar 2 with these incredible built-in designs. I've actually come up with a workaround for you to create something very similar on your embroidery machine that's maybe not the Stellar 2. So we'll get a little bit more to that as we get into the details. But yes, today we are going to make this beautiful, let me come a little bit closer.
Oh,
beautiful crochet ornament. It is so cute. I need it to like focus on that. This camera.
Oh, I love it. Look at that. Oh, it's kind of like a 3D, Emily. It's going.
Yeah, it's 3D. And I feel like it looks like my grandma used to do that like hand lace, crochet thing. And I think it has that sort of look to it. And it really is so beautiful. And you can't even through the screen, you can't see how gorgeous it is up close. So anyway, this full tutorial video, step-by-step, all of it is on lifesewsavory.com. And I wrote it in collaboration with Brother. So if you want to check it out there, all of the supplies, machine information, links to the files, all take you to Embroidery, the Brother stabilizer, all that information is on my site. So you can check that out and also get close-ups of these. Because like I'm saying, I feel like it's so hard to really see what this looks like on the video. I'd maybe have to like put it down and get my camera right up here to really show you. But I think the pictures do a good job. So I have made several different types of these.
Oh my goodness, look at all those. They're so cute.
So I've been busy trying out all the designs. And I think you said you tried the butterfly, which is the one I didn't try because I was like, I don't know if I want a butterfly in Christmas colors. But oh my goodness, so cute. Yeah. So
I know,
the whole thing
good for spring. I'm getting ready for spring, and now my nieces want these for their shirts. So you're making ornaments, and I'm going to make these to go all the way down. Actually, it would look kind of cool on your sleeves.
Yes. So did you wash out? So I didn't wash out all my stabilizers, so they're stiff. So did you make yours? Are yours softer?
Mine are stiff. I did wash all the stabilizer out, but I'll watch how you do it. I did 2 sheets, washed it out, but then I didn't put it in fabric softener like I normally do for my clothes. So they're a little stiffer. Okay. They're definitely stiff.
Yeah, mine are stiff, but I wanted them stiff. So we can compare notes when we're done. I'm sure there are several ways to accomplish what we're doing. So I will say the first thing I tried is I had that, it's kind of clear water soluble stabilizer, like plasticky. And I put 2 layers of that in my hoop and I started stitching it out, and my needle, maybe I had the wrong needle, just sort of tore it up and it made a mess and it didn't work. So we're going to use this little bit more fabric-like stabilizer today to create the ornaments. So you need 2 sheets of stabilizer. Mine is sticky because that's what I had. So I'll stick them together and then put them in the hoop, and then a 4x4 hoop. So this is beautiful. You can make this project on even a more basic level embroidery machine. And if you have a Brother, I've given you the link to an embroidery design that is almost very, very close to one of these. So you could recreate this without the Stellaire designs. But if you have the Stellaire, which I'm going to show you, these designs are just gorgeous. But if you don't, you can remake it work with any 4x4 hoop, the stabilizer, and the design from Embroidery. So that's pretty exciting. And you can find that embroidery file link and all of that on my blog post. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare the stabilizer. So we're also going to make some scan and cut ornaments while this is stitching out. So I've got a lot of fun things, but we'll talk about that later. A lot of fun things hopefully planned for us. So like I said, this is sticky, but it's also water soluble, and it's the fabric-like, and it's what I had, so I'm using it. So there's a link to this Brother stabilizer in my post. It gives the information. So I'm going to use 2 sheets, and I'm going to put them sticky side together, so we don't have to deal with the sticky, because I don't really need it to be sticky. Okay, and then we're going to put it in the hoop. And I'm going to do it the long way because my stabilizer didn't maybe cut quite wide enough, but that's okay. We just need sort of the square in the middle, and make sure it's pulled nice and tight. You can use it kind of just like fabric because you have the 2 sheets together. So it's very stable and should be pretty strong and not just feel like stabilizer. Okay, so there we have that hooped. And now we're going to go over to the machine. I'm going to switch cameras, and then we'll go through the setup. And I'm using like a big spool, so I'll show you my setup for that as well. We'll talk about the thread. Okay.
Awesome. Your house is looking very festive, by the way,
Thank you.
Emily.
I love it.
Gorgeous. While she's switching, you guys keep your comments rolling in. We can see those, take questions, all of those things. And yes, you can use mesh wash away. You can. She said she just doesn't have any on hand. You guys are good. All right, here you go, Emily.
Okay. Oh boy, I just pushed it and it was moving. All right, so I'm gonna first start with the screen, and then I'll pull this back a little bit so you can see my whole setup here. But we're gonna go to embroidery, and then these designs are on the second page. It's number 22. And then you can see there are 5 different designs that sort of create this crochet look. And I've tried the first 4, and Angela has those butterflies. So between the 2 of us, we have tried all of the designs, but this first one is sort of the classic look, and it's really my favorite. So we're going to go with that one. So you can kind of see what it looks like on here. We're going to go ahead and set it, and you can change the size. You know, you can play around with all of those things. I do want to try it in white, but I just didn't get to, because when I was in Houston, someone from All Brands had made it in a white, and it did look really, it actually looked like crocheted lace. It was really beautiful. So something I want to try, but I've been sort of focusing on these Christmas ones, and then we're going to hit embroider and get the setup. Okay, so let me just pull my camera back just slightly so that I can show you the spool I'm using. See that? I've got a big spool of thread up there. That's not where it's going to go, but that's where it's just sitting. So 2 things. You want to make sure when you're creating this that your bobbin has the same thread in it as you're using, because you will see all of the threads, both sides. Okay, so I have that wound, and then you can see I have my spool thread thing up here, and I did try actually putting the rod in and putting it here, and it just actually didn't seem like it was quite enough. Go up just a little higher. Quite enough of an angle to pull it off this big cone. So what I have found is actually I'm going to put the cone behind the machine, but I'm still going to pull it up and over through this thread stand. And then that should give us, before when I did this, it gave me enough of an angle that I was able to keep it going and not have issues. I know everyone sort of has their own workaround using these big cones, but this was what worked for me with this particular one. So this is variegated embroidery thread, and specifically for embroidery. It doesn't have quite the normal sheen of embroidery thread, but it's still very beautiful and it is made for machine embroidery. So just check that you've got all those things you're doing, setting it up. All right, and we're gonna put the bobbin in. I did put an embroidery needle on here and change it to my embroidery foot already. So we have that organized. We're gonna slide this in. Okay, and then lower the presser foot. And it's saying, you know, it tells me the time, 25 minutes. It's about a 3.5 inch square. My placement, I'm just gonna use it in the middle, but of course you could move it if you wanted to. And then we're just gonna watch it for a minute as it gets started. I'll give you a little closer up view as it gets going, and then we'll just sort of cut away and start something else while we let this go. Oh, you can't even see that. All right. Okay, so you can see that it's doing the outline and really showing you the space of it. It is very pretty with the variegated threads.
Oh, Emily, with that variegated thread, it's gorgeous. I love the way that I could just watch that.
I know, yes. I won't make you watch it for 25 minutes, but I just was gonna show you how it's doing the whole outline. And then I do want to show you what my spool, my thread spool has done up here on its own. It has sort of, it's turned a little bit, so the angle is coming up from the back, over, and then down, and it just goes ahead and it makes it so that it pulls it off that large spool and hopefully has a good angle so we don't have tension. Okay, so this is just going to keep going, and it's going to create that whole beautiful design. We will check back in with that in just a couple of minutes because I don't want it to get too far without you getting to see it, because it really is beautiful along the way.
It is really gorgeous. I agree. Right. Everybody's telling me metallic would be gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Red and white. We've got so many fun things on here. I agree, everyone.
Yes,
I agree.
Yeah, you can try it in all different colors. It really is very gorgeous as well, and lots of different ones. Okay, so we have lots of these that I've made, and I'll show you from start to finish. So we hooped it, we're putting it in there, and then I'll show you how to also dissolve the stabilizer and get that off when it's finished. But until then, we will do a check-in in the middle, but I thought we would use our Spira to cut a couple of fun designs and create some mini hoop ornaments. So you can get a whole bundle of these for not very much money, and they are really fun to make little ornaments. Again, if you're interested in this, I do have a full walkthrough tutorial on Life So Savory. You could just search hoop ornaments and find it. Very, very fun, but we'll make a couple of little ornaments today, and we're gonna use some fun felt. I don't even know what this is. It's not vinyl, it's not felt, I don't know. It's something cool and shiny scrap that I was gonna make. I also have this glitter felt and this, I don't know, silver something. Again, I don't know. It's kind of like a felt, but not really. Okay, so we're gonna first find something fun to cut on our Spira, and then we'll probably just glue it together to make it fun. I'm using my phone. I should have grabbed the iPad, but the kids have been leaving it dead around the house during Christmas break. So this won't take too long on here, so you won't have to look at my tiny screen forever. Okay, so I'm gonna just actually in the search bar, put Christmas to see what they have. Now, a fun feature that I've been doing is, because this is giving me like cutting and embroidery and printing all of the designs, is I've just been able to go up here to the data type, and you can go ahead and just unselect everything except for cutting, because that's really what I want today. So I'm going to hit apply, and then here I can see all of the cutting files, and there's so many beautiful ones. I've done this one in a print, this Merry Christmas. I did it on Christmas towels, and with sublimation, and it was beautiful. But we're looking, there's stars and these snowflakes and just a lot of really, really pretty things. So I'm just going to go, I think these, this snowflake and 2 stars makes really pretty ornaments. I did that actually last year and it worked beautiful. I'm just going to take one more look, but we want some, these are tiny hoops. Okay. So we don't have a whole lot of space to create something huge or intricate. We really are just keeping this small. So I'm going to shrink these down even because, and I want to see the size. I love being able to click on that because on this 12 by 12 mat doesn't have a grid on it. So I can't see exactly, but if I go down here, I can see that it says it's 2.29 by 3.2, and that's the whole thing there. So I think that's a good size. Okay, so we're going to try cutting this. And the one thing I found about these Art Sphere designs is you can't separate them all. So if I just want to cut the snowflake, I can't like delete the stars. You really do have to kind of cut the whole thing unless you manually stop and start your machine. And also because of this placement, it might be hard for me to cut these out of different fabrics. So we'll cut them all out of the same thing and see how it works. And if we need to cut it out of a second or a separate fabric, we'll go ahead and do that. But okay, so I'm going to hit done. I don't want to save that. And then we're going to transfer it. And now it should be over there. Okay. So I'm going to go to the pocket cloud emblem on my machine. And it showed up right there. So pretty. Here's the Christmas fabrics that I'm going to put in the hoop. But what I'm going to do is add the felt on top of there. And it makes like a cool 3D shape. Get my garbage out of the way. Okay. And we're going to open this up. This is a fabric mat, so it's pretty high tech. If you don't have the scan and cut fabric mat, a great workaround is to use the use a standard mat with these high tech sheets. So you can get these. I think they come four maybe on a roll, and you stick it on your regular mat, and the top side when you peel it off is really sticky. I mean, it's like so sticky. So if you're cutting something that is it's hard to stick to a regular mat, you can go ahead and add these high tech sheets. The fabric mat is the same thing. And
Emily, is that your cat?
It's my mom's cat that's living with us for the winter. And I don't know. Sometimes it gets like, I don't know what it wants.
I was like, either Emily, you're hungry and you need to just take a break and go have lunch, or there's an animal in the background.
Yeah. It's like right here meowing. I don't know. Sometimes it sleeps all day. Sometimes it walks around meowing when the kids are at school. So
you're kitty.
I know. All right, so I just have this scrap of, it's really glittery on the top, and it's pretty smooth on the back though. So I'm gonna hope that will help it to stick really well to my mat. And I am gonna cut the glittery side up only because I really don't want all that junk on my mat. That would be not good. And then just for a little extra precaution, because it's a very thick material, I am gonna put just a tiny bit of painter's tape on either side here to really hold this down. Okay, so it won't hurt your mat. You can go ahead and do that on there. And now we have the piece on. Give it a little roll. I just don't want it sliding. It's a very sticky mat, but I have used it quite a bit, and it probably does need to be cleaned too. Okay, so let's see. I just have my standard blade in. Check to make sure there's no junk in there. After you cut something like this with all the glitter, you really do need to open up your blade and clean it out because some of the glitter gets up inside. And to clean it, I just open this up, and then you'll see if there's like glitter pieces in there, you can blow them off, and then you're ready to go again. So the blade itself isn't hurt, but sometimes there's just junk inside the blade holder that gets in the way of your next cut. So just a little something when you're cutting lots of thick fabrics or more decorative. Okay, so we've loaded the mat. I'm just 1, 2, 3. I'm actually going to unload it. I need this thicker piece. I'm going to move sorry. I just am looking, actually need this wider piece over here in the corner when I look at where the design is. So I don't want to get halfway through and realize I'm not even cutting on the material. I'm cutting on air or just on your mat. That's not fun. Okay, that should be better placement. We can scan this too, right? So I can show you. If I had a close-up, I don't have a close-up camera on here, I would do that. But what I would do is you just hit the little scan button and it would scan it in, and then it would superimpose your design on the screen on top of the shape. It would scan the shape of this, I'm going to call it vinyl. Scan the shape of the vinyl, and then you could make sure that it's in the right spot and move it. But I'm looking at this and I'm 99.9% sure that it's fine now. So I'm going to go okay. I'm going to hit cut. I'm pretty sure it's already set on half cut. Yep. So I need to change it from half cut because last time I was cutting vinyl and I didn't want it to cut all the way through. But now I'm cutting this, whatever it is, and I do want it to cut all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit it on regular cutting. So half cut is off. Pressure is auto. And I think we're ready to go. It feels very stuck on there. So I'm pretty excited about it. All right. So we're going to let that cut. It should just take a minute unless it decides it's very thick and it wants to redo it. Let's check in on our embroidery design to see how that's coming while this is going. So there might
Sounds
be,
good.
You got me.
While
Okay.
you're switching over there, fantastic. She'll be right back. So we can see all your questions. And I saw, Rosemary, you were asking what app, and I didn't know if you saw I put it up on the screen for you, but it's the Art Spira app. You can download it from your phone. There's free version, and then there's also a membership version now, which gives you a ton of designs. So you want to check it out. But it's for Brother Machines. Hey, it's looking good, Emily.
Yes. So I will say that the star and snowflake that I transferred is from the free version of the app. So there are both designs, and but that one is the free version. Okay, so isn't that so pretty? It's just,
oh, it looks gorgeous. I love the colors. It looks like a big candy cane.
I know this one is stitching out a little bit different, I think, than some of my other ones. It's funny how everyone looks a little bit different because the thread is different on everyone.
Yeah,
So
look at that.
pretty. Anyway, that is super fun. The Scan and Cut did update the time with an extra minute because it realized how thick the material was, and it usually does that when it's on there. So, all right, we're gonna switch back.
All right. While she's switching back, what model Scan and Cut is she using? I'll ask her, Lisa. I'm not sure. Emily, what model Scan and Cut are you using?
This is the SDX 85. So it's actually just the very basic level, but it is the DX, which means it has Wi-Fi. So it's not a high-end model, and the main difference I notice is the screen is so tiny. So I don't love showing it because it's hard to see. But it does a great job. It cuts things beautifully, and it does have Wi-Fi, which is, my favorite thing to be able to use like Art Spira with it. So, okay, perfect. Let's see if this cut like we wanted it to. We should have a snowflake and 2 stars. Oh my goodness. It just cuts so beautifully. I'm going to unload this so you can see. Look at that. That's
wow.
Look at that snowflake is, and it just cut it perfect. Even with this crazy glitter, whatever it is that I'm using. So very fun.
The unknown fabric. So by the way, I see a lot of you watching it.
I mean, I'm sure it's like a faux vinyl of some sort, but it has glitter and like sequins on the front and the back, but the back is nice and flat. So that's helpful.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm going to plug in my glue gun here so that when we get to the next step, we can actually put this together. I have way too many things being plugged
Don't.
in.
I hope whatever fell off did not hit the cat.
It was just a glue gun. And I was just saying there's too many things here. Too many things to plug in. Plus cameras, and I need like another power strip or something. Okay, so take your mini hoop. And we're going to just cut a square of fabric. So this is great for scraps or any little pieces. These are left over from a Christmas project I did last year. I think I made, maybe he's hanging on my front door right now, like a pretty quilted applique welcome sign. So, and this, I love this fun. It's traditional colors, but it also has the teal in it. And I just found that really, really fun on there. Okay. So I'm going to open up this hoop a little bit. I did finish these hoop ornaments with like a felt back that I glued on. And we'll see if we get to that or not today, but I'm sure you can figure that out yourself. So just trim off the extra fabric, fold it in, and then I put a felt circle glued on the back of the hoop, and it was really pretty. Okay, so I'm tightening these up. These are kind of hard to tighten because they're so cheap, but they work well. Okay, and here's the other one. Loosen it up a little bit. I just think these are so fun for decorating. In my daughter's room, I grabbed some huge embroidery hoops and put some fabric with some embroidery in them, and they look really pretty for wall art. So there's a lot of things you can do with these sort of big and small embroidery hoops.
Hey, Emily, what blade are you using on that? The fabric blade with the fabric mat?
I just used the standard auto blade.
Okay.
To cut that. So yep, if it's really secured to the mat, I've had good luck with the auto blade cutting, because this is a stiff material. If I was cutting something soft like a wool or a felt, I think the fabric blade would work a lot better, but this is really stiff, more like a cardstock. So it gives crisp edges on there. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the snowflake off here. And I do want to be careful not to rip it, because honestly, it's not fabric. It is more like a cardboardy. So I think the little pieces could rip off if I wasn't careful. But it looks so cute. It's just doesn't like to focus. But so just something like that in the middle of a really pretty piece of fabric is going to give you a fun little Christmas look. I'm going to trim some of the edge of this around. It does not have to be exact, because you can just fold all that extra into the back with a little glue. You put the stars, I think, on this one. There's also a really pretty deer design in Art Sphere that I used last year. It's kind of like a leaping reindeer thing, and it looked really pretty on the ornaments as well. So I'm going to grab these stars off. I probably, ideally, would want to cut a couple more stars to put on here. Maybe we'll do that real quick. I'm going to cut, this is glitter felt. So I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to cut this design one more time. I don't really know if I want the snowflake or I just want the stars, but like I said, unfortunately, you can't really isolate it or separate the design. No, and of course, I unplugged one thing to plug in the glue gun. Yeah, I need a power strip. I saw that suggested and I was thinking, oh, that's a very good idea. Okay. This is a bigger piece, so I'm not going to put any tape on it because I think it's got enough surface area that it's going to hold it just fine. But we'll cut this design one more time, And then we'll have a lot of different pieces and colors to play around with, and we can mix and match on here. And I think that's going to be really pretty. While this is cutting, we'll do one more check-in on the design, but I see it only has 5 minutes left, so it's getting really close as well. So because I turned it off, it reset my design, and so it should just still be in the pocket. Yep, it is. So I can go ahead and select cut. That design that you transferred will stay there until you transfer something else. Okay, and then it replaces that spot. All right, and I'm sure this is going to take a few minutes because it's going to sense that it's felt and thick. And again, I'm just using the standard auto blade. That's what's in there with felt, but with the high tack mat. So that's a good combination to go with there. All right, let's take another look over at the embroidery design.
All right, while she's switching over there, I see some of you that are talking about some of the scan and cut models. So my sister is actually looking for a scan and cut, and her older model didn't have auto blade, and she sent me a message yesterday. Emily, you'll love this. She says, oh my gosh, it has an automatic blade where you don't have to figure it out yourself. Yes. I said, where have you been?
I know. Yes, that was a life changer when technology created that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I started not with a brother, but even then, that other machine did not have auto. You had to set it for exactly what you wanted, and it wasn't always right. And, that stuff it makes such a difference. Okay, this is getting really close. It is doing like this little back and forth stitch on top of it that adds another dimension.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it is so pretty. Yeah, it is looking really great on there. So, and I think my felt is cutting fine. I'll just let you watch this for just a minute while it's cutting, because that's way more exciting than watching the scan and cut felt. You can't really see.
Oh, this is so exciting. So all of you watching, does everyone have everything ready for Christmas, by the way? Because this is always the panic where I'm going to go to my mother's and I'm bringing my luminaire. I decided to stick it in the car and bring the rest of my embroidery projects. And yes, I'm doing a lot of monogramming and personalization for this year. And so it takes time. Really cool. Why not hang out with family while you're doing it?
Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah, I feel like we're just on the almost ready. Not quite, but almost mode.
We should have a Richter scale. Okay, everyone watching, leave a comment between 1 and 5. 5 being your golden.
Yeah.
1 being like your, nobody's at a 0, I'm sure. But 1 being like you're really far behind, you need all weekend. Actually, if you're buying things, this weekend's the best time to get deals.
Yeah.
This is when I used to always shop. Christmas Eve was always my only free day to go shopping. So why not?
I definitely still have to brave the store, like the grocery store, to get some things. It's a really quiet Christmas for us. It is just the 5 of us for both Christmas Eve and Christmas. So, we'll keep it really, really simple. But the kids always like to do fondue. And I hate to do it for just us because I feel like it makes so much whenever I buy stuff. But I think we'll probably end up doing that for Christmas Eve just because the kids like it to do it. But presents are bought, but totally not wrapped, just still in the closet, So
yeah.
We'll get there.
None of mine are wrapped. In fact, I think Wynn's present just showed up, so I have to hide it before he comes. It looks like there's a lot of 3s. I'm with the 3 group here. We got a lot of 5s. Good for you. Stanella's a 5. Christine, Natalie, I'm with you. I'm in a 3 right now. Carol,
3.5.
1 is good because you'll get really good deals on Christmas Eve if you still have shopping to do.
The scan and cut with the regular blade doesn't cut the felt quite as good as, of course, the fabric blade would. So I didn't have mine handy, so I didn't grab it. So it still cut it. It's still cute, but it is not quite as crisp because this is a soft material. So that's where your fabric blade would really come in handy. but we're still going to be able to create something fun with this and make some little layers. So, and also, I don't know if I want the tiny stars cute. Maybe we'll put it on top. All right, I'm going to re-plug in the glue gun because I had to prioritize here. And I think we're done with this. So I'm actually going to move this off the table. Have more space. Okay. All right. Too many things going here. All right. So I'm going to do a couple of different layers. And I think what I like to do is do one of the stars that's like 2 stars on top of each other. So maybe I'll do the gold and black together. And then this one, I am going to layer the snowflakes so they look really pretty. And I'm actually only going to glue the center of the snowflake. So the snowflake edges are a little bit more 3D and I don't have to worry as much about my glue gun. So let's see, is this still hot? Oh yeah. So I'm going to put some, you can use fabric glue, whatever you want. I love the glue gun. So we're using that. I think the kids and my husband are actually at the store looking for pretzel rods, you know, the big piece of pretzels, because I grew up in a log home. So we never made gingerbread houses. We always did pretzel houses where we made like log cabins out of the pretzels and then decorated them with candy, but we put them together with the glue gun, not with frosting. And, but since we're not going to my parents this Christmas, and we were like, well, maybe we could make them here. But of course, my mom always sources all of the supplies. So I'm not even sure where she gets those big pretzel rods, but they're out looking to see if we can do it.
Big pretzel rods, and you're using a glue gun. You can't eat them, right?
You cannot eat them. But I will say, as a kid, we totally picked the candy off and like tried to pick off the glue, and then still would eat it. But no, it's just fun. We would like put them in the window, and then actually we'd put them outside in January, and the birds would like pick the pretzels apart. So,
hey. Christmas, birdhouse slash, what a great way to reuse. I love that. Oh, Emily, look at those.
But it is also a fun craft. So there we go. Some cute little ornaments. Stop.
He wants to focus on you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I love that.
So just a really easy way, grab some of those free cut designs off Artspira, add them to fabric. This would make an easy kids craft, a group craft. You could definitely do this with a large group of people because you could have all of the pieces pre-cut. You can use iron-on vinyl. You could also do a cute little embroidery design and then put that fabric in a tiny hoop. Add a white felt back circle, then a piece of ribbon for the tie, and you have yourself a very easy ornament. So I love making these. I made a whole bunch 2 or 3 years ago, and I still had some of the little hoops left because I think it came with like 24 or something. So that's why I thought, well, this would be a fun project for us to do while the machine is stitching out the little crochet ornaments, which are the main event of the day, but this is really cute too. So add a little hook and take this and run with it, because I know you guys are uber creative and you can just like take my ideas and make so many more fun things out of them. But this hopefully will get you started and be inspired to make something. If you have grandkids coming over this holiday season, you could definitely make something like this with them. It's easy, and maybe not use the hot glue gun. You could just use fabric glue or anything and then just let it sit and glue that all together. So yay. Okay, we're finished. It stitched the whole thing out. Didn't break any threads, didn't break a needle. Yay, I'm good. All right, I'm going to switch over to the embroidery machine to pull that off.
While she's switching, yeah, that's super cute. I love that project. These though, I just had them. I think I'm going to have to do those with variegated thread because that would look really cool with the these as well. Butterflies. I just lost the word. Oh, look at how cute that is, Emily.
I know. And the company that actually makes this, I mean, lots of different companies make variegated thread, but makes like a neon one. And I think for the butterflies, I mean, it would be so pretty. So, all right. So I'm pulling this off. It is Can you see? I don't know if you can even see how intricate and beautiful the design is, but it really looks amazing. And the back is slightly less beautiful, but still totally beautiful.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Okay, so switching back, I did, you might hear the water running. I'm trying to get some warm water to dissolve this.
We got water, or is it the cat? As long as it's not the cat taking a leak in the corner, then you're good. But you know, I remember those days.
Bigger issues if that's what's going on.
That's a lot bigger issues. Okay, so you got your hot water, and
I got hot water. I'm going to take this out. We're going to trim this down because we do not want to dissolve all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it loosely around. And
hey guys, they're all asking, where's that design from? So that design is built into the Stellaire. So it's in the Stellaire. It's in there, that new crochet section. And no, it's not on the Luminaire, just the Stellaire.
Yeah, there are 5 designs. And while this is dissolving, I'll show you the 4 I made. And then Angela has the 5th, which is the butterfly. But like I said, if you don't have the Stellaire, any 4x4 brother machine, there is a design on Embroidery, which is very similar to this, very similar, and would work beautifully to stitch out on your brother embroidery machine. So all that information is in, putting this in the water, in the blog post on Life So Savory, and you can just search like Stellaire ornaments or something. But I did give a workaround for those of you that don't have this particular machine, but if you have a brother embroidery machine, I found a design that will look beautiful as well. So let's see if we can get this to focus, and I'll show you the other 4 designs. This is probably my least favorite, but also it's beautiful. Okay, so that one is one. I really like this one. Let's see here.
Oh, look at that one.
Yeah, it has these little like ball things that are loose in here, and they stand actually really nicely. So I feel like I'm doing a makeup tutorial or something, showing you each product. I feel like that's what people do. They get their hand up there to really show you what it looks like. And this one is more dense as well, but it's kind of a whirling circular pattern, and it's really pretty. So those are the 4. The 4th being this one that I made today. And so what you want to do is dissolve almost all of the stabilizer. I didn't dissolve all of it because I want actually a little bit to stay in the threads to give it a little bit of stiffness. So once it's mostly gone and I can just sort of use my hands to brush away any little pieces that are left, then I pull it out of the water because there's actually in the thread part, the thick part, I know that that stabilizer is actually still in there. And so rub it in, rub it around, and then when it dries, it will be all clear. It should be, I mean, you shouldn't really see the stabilizer. If you see it, you need to dunk it again. But if it looks like it's pretty washed away, then you're ready to go. And what I did is I took this.
Hey, Emily.
Yes.
Marcia has a good idea. Do you have a piece of white paper? Put a piece of white paper by
yeah.
I don't know. It might give it too hot, but maybe you'll see it.
Yeah. Can you guys see that?
Oh, yeah, much better. Oh, okay. Look at that. Good idea, Marcia. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I even had these little pieces sitting there from my stabilizer. Okay, so you can see the little loopies on the side. This is just such a cute design. I love, love, love it. And it looks really pretty with the Christmas color threads. But what I did is I had my wool pressing mat out, and I just used these, actually the backing papers from the stabilizer, reused those. And I put some pins into the wool pressing mat to make sure that it dried perfectly flat. Okay, so at this point, you want to dry it flat. My paper wants to curl a little bit. Magnet it down. So just give it a chance to dry completely. It takes several hours, even overnight is perfect. And then when you're finished, you can go ahead, and I just added my Christmas, if I use this silver piece, can you see it? Or is that's too shiny maybe? No, that's okay. I just put the hook through one of those little loopy loops on the edge. But what you also could do is on your machine before you embroider it, you could pull in on My Design Center a little circle and merge it with any one of these patterns. And then it would embroider sort of a bigger circle on one side if you wanted to do that. And there were some of them I wished I had done that on. Like this one, the edge is pretty thick to stick a hook through. And so I wished I had added a little circle on there to be able to put that through, but I didn't. So next time I embroider this one, I will definitely be doing it. But this is easy, just to stick a little Christmas hook through and have an ornament ready to hang on your tree. So I have not hung these on our tree because I knew I was doing the show today, but now is the time. I will transfer this over and add. And we always get, you can get a permit to cut trees here in the National Forest in Colorado. So our trees are like wild and not perfectly shaped, and their branches are a little bit weak. So these are great ornaments because they're super light and they're going to hang beautifully on our tree. Some of the other ones that are heavy, we have to hang like right next to the trunk inside the tree because otherwise they'd droop right off the branches. So,
oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, so by the way, somebody's asking what stabilizer? It's wash away. She used a sticky back wash away. You could also use a mesh wash away.
Yes, any mesh wash away. I did just want to, and I said this at the beginning, but let me just mention it again. Maybe someone else will have different luck, but I did try this like plasticky wash away, and
that's the topper.
The topper, and it was not stable enough because the needle has to like poke in and out 20 billion times. It just sort of ripped it up. But that was 2 layers. Maybe you could do it with more. I just immediately switched to the fabric and it was better.
Yeah, that one is only used usually on the top of
fabric,
like or a towel to keep those stitches high. So yeah.
So any wash away that is like a fabric like this one, and do 2 layers. And then I use the sticky, so I just stuck the sticky side together so that the outside is more like fabric, because that's what I had. But again, any wash away that's the fabric like will absolutely work. So
everyone, your nails. Patty says your nails match here. Super cute. So by the way, Fran is asking where to find the information about the thread and stuff. It's not a Brother product, but it is on her blog. So if you see scrolling below, you can see Brother's blog or Brother's website where you can go and find all the blogs, all the new products, like that. I have my website that has the schedule for the live show. And then Emily, where you can find this entire project, and you have links and stuff, right, Emily?
So I don't know if in that post I put a link to the thread because again, it's not a Brother product. And this was a post I wrote in collaboration with Brother, specifically talking about using this on the Stellar machine. But if you're interested, you can just go ahead and message me on social media or shoot me an email, and I will tell you where I got it. But I can't remember. Maybe I did put the link because it's not really a competition thing. I can't remember. Check it out, but just search, Stellar ornaments. So cute. You'll find the full tutorial. Plus, if you look on social media, I've done some reels and some videos with this project. It's fun, easy, and I didn't even have to do anything. I just started it and walked away. So that's the beauty of doing it on the embroidery machine.
That's what we love too. A lot of people are asking, where can I find that design? It's on the Stellar, but go on the ArtSphere app. They have a lot of other things too. Emily, look at this really fun thing I found.
Okay.
Don't forget to follow Brother.
Yes.
It's the end of 2023, and we've got a ton of great shows planned for 2024. So if you're on Facebook, click the follow button. And if you're on YouTube, click the subscribe, and you'll never miss a show.
That's right.
And as I mentioned last week, I'm starting something new on angelawolf.com where you can see the whole schedule. You can save it to your calendar. Even before it goes on social. So if you want to get your calendar ready for the whole month of January, you're going to be good.
Sweet.
And don't forget to follow all of your favorite ambassadors. So Emily, that was a really fun project. I think it's about 22 minutes. I think these were almost 22 minutes too, these little butterflies.
This one said 25 actually when I started it. And I can't remember, one was over 30, but the rest were sort of mid 20s. I can't remember if this one took longer to stitch. But yes, so around the mid 20s, 25-minute range. And just, you know, the one thing that you have to, before you walk away, especially if you're using a large spool like I was, is just make sure that that is free flowing, because in trying this, I did break the thread once or twice on my first version, trying to be like, how do I get this set up? And I'm not super experienced using large cones. So some of you are probably already experts at using that. But once I got that figured out, and I didn't even have to start over, I just was able to like backtrack 10 stitches and keep going. And it, you know, still stitched out beautifully, even with a broken thread. So yes, easy.
I'm thinking, because I was going to do these for like on sheer fabric.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing a couple of those ornaments. I was working on a top for Christmas Eve. We always do like a big family photo.
Oh, fun. Yes.
Selfie. And I always have something fun. So I think I might have to put a couple of those, like maybe as.
It would be very cute. Fabric. Yeah. Very cute on there. I made this on my sublimation printer. Just so easy.
Oh, someone said that they recognize your shirt. Did you do that on the sublimation?
I did on a show, I think on one of my live shows. So yeah, I mean, and this takes like 5 minutes. I can't even believe how quick and easy the sublimation is right now. So.
Oh, that's so fun. Hey, Lisa, she probably isn't going to give her email over, but if you go to her website, you can send her a message.
And there's a contact form. I do see someone asking about how many bobbins. Oh, you got that. So I put a bobbin in. It wasn't even completely full. I would say it was 75% full. And I did one project with one bobbin. It is, it's pretty low right now. I would do one full bobbin for each one. I wouldn't start with anything less than like almost completely full. But I don't think I had to change the bobbin for any of them if it was full when I started. Okay. So one full bobbin, one ornament.
That's not bad.
No, not bad. Not bad.
Hey, Nikki, I see your comment. Yeah, so the show got moved to 2024 for some very good reasons. So you didn't miss anything. You just missed a great binge watching of It's So Easy last Thursday. Everything takes so much time. It's like if you could just snap your fingers and then it would be great.
Want to be done. Right. Yeah.
Emily, is there anything before we go? I want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas.
Thank
is there
you.
any big thing that you put on Santa's list that you're hoping for this year?
No, I mean, yeah, the things I gave my family are very small. I make sourdough and they sell some really fun jars to keep your starter in. So that was like my big, like, I'd like some sourdough jars. But no, these are my gifts right here, all my crafting and sewing things. So I am very happy and very blessed and so thankful that I get to do this. So Merry Christmas to me. And yeah, I get to make this stuff. So it's wonderful.
I am with you on that. I did add one thing to Santa's list if he was listening, because with that new printer, sublimation printer, I want to get one of those coffee mug, like press. Yes. That is on my list.
I did already buy myself one during the Black Friday sale. So Merry Christmas to me. Actually, I don't have them. I gave them all away, but I bought really cool sublimation blank jars. They have bamboo lids and they're glass and they have like a little straw. And I made a ton of teacher gifts with those with our school logo on them. And they turned out so pretty using the sublimation printer.
Oh, so nice.
I will be blogging about that in January. I was like, this isn't really specifically Christmas. I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to wait. So I will have a full tutorial out on that in January. And it's so easy, you guys. Custom everything. I mean, I already did custom everything with embroidery. So now it's even more.
Very, very fun. Very fun. So lots of creativity for next year. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Patty wants to know, did you get the new magnetic hoop for the Still Air yet?
I don't have the magnetic hoop. So because that actually comes with the upgrade if you upgrade from the Stellar 1 to Stellar 2, but I just got the Stellar 2. So that's probably on my wish list over the next year is to get a magnetic hoop. But
we
I
could
haven't
sit
had
here
one
and keep
before,
adding.
so.
With all these creative people in the chat, we could have a list this long by the time we're done.
Oh my goodness, I know. Don't tempt me.
Well, it's great to see you, everyone. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Next week's shows are all recorded, but you do have shows coming on Tuesday and Thursday next week. So if you're home and you're bored, be sure to log in. And until next time, well, hopefully I see you before next year. But if not, I guess it's a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
So crazy. Yes.
All right.
See you guys later.